You probably heard about the Hyperloop, a new transport system found by Elon Musk. Musk believes that the Hyperloop can travel from Los Angeles to San Francisco in only 30 minutes instead of the 4-hour train journey and 3-hour air travel. All of this was back in 2012-2013. How far are we with the Hyperloop now? What is a Hyperloop exactly and how does it works? This is the Hyperloop, the future of traveling. So to begin, what is the Hyperloop? Back in 2012, Elon Musk talked about his idea for a sixth transportation system.
So right now we've got of terrestrial transport. We've got planes, trains, automobiles, and boats for getting around Earth. And what if there was a fifth mode? I have a name for it, which is called the Hyperloop.
He called it the Hyperloop. 1 year later in 2013, he showed his idea on a white paper of almost 60 pages. Musk showed his vision for a futuristic high-speed transportation system that would see passenger pods through a partial vacuum and steel tubes. Elon focused on the two main factors on how vehicles slow down: friction and air resistance. So because there is no air resistance in the tube, Musk claims that the Hyperloop will get a way higher speed. The main goal is to achieve a speed of almost 1,200 kilometers per hour, that is around the speed of sound. As you maybe know, Musk is a big fan of working underground instead of in the air. So the Hyperloop can be built underground, but also as a tube on the surface. This all sounds really interesting, so now we go take a look on how it exactly works. The Hyperloop basically works the same as an electric car. It uses a linear electric engine. The only difference is that the motor extends across the entire track. The pods are equipped with a magnetic levitation system that, together with the electric engine, lets them surf on a magnetic wave. The levitation system of the Hyperloop has a combination of electric and permanent magnets on the top. The permanent magnet has sufficient magnetic attraction and is positioned and stabilized by the electromagnet. As a result, the levitation system uses virtually no energy. HART is a company that is working on a Hyperloop. It says that the vacuum pressure is 1 millibar. And they also say that the tube is almost a complete vacuum and that the system is not affected by irregularities or if the vacuum is no longer intact. So that means that it will be no problem if there is coming any extra pressure in the vacuum tube. So with the levitation system and the electric motor, the Hyperloop uses almost no energy. There aren't a lot of problems with the Hyperloop. There are only two things I can imagine. Number one is safety. What would happen if you were in a Hyperloop and suddenly there was an earthquake? You can't stop earthquakes. Will the tube break, or is the metal where the tube is made from so strong that it won't break by an earthquake? Or maybe a tornado breaking a Hyperloop that is built on the surface. I don't want to think about that horrifying scenario, but it will be a risk in a Hyperloop. The only solutions I can imagine is just making the metal so strong that it won't break by an earthquake. And what happens if the magnets on the capsule breaks down or something like that? Will the whole system with all the Hyperloops in the tube stop? Or will you just need to wait to get pounded by a 1,000 km/h Hyperloop? The second problem where I can think of is claustrophobia. I'm not claustrophobic, but being in a small shuttle pod, whatever you want in a small tube, doesn't sound that good for me. So are people will dare to do it at all. And anyway, in something new. I think that are problems for later on. Every year, Elon Musk's company SpaceX organizes a competition to build the best Hyperloop this year. Hundreds of student teams take a year to build a Hyperloop. They focus on making the Hyperloop as fast and safe as possible. The last competition was won by the TUM team. They have the current speed record of the Hyperloop to their name. Their Hyperloop reached a speed of 463 km/h. That is of course pretty fast, but if you look at the promised 1,200 km/h, we still have a long way to go. As you have already seen, we are far from reaching the intended speed, and there is still a lot to do about safety. And of course the Hyperloop tracks also have to be built. The intention is of course to travel around the world with the Hyperloop in a short travel time. We expect the first usable Hyperloop in Europe around the year 2028. But that is only one Hyperloop tunnel. After that, the whole world still has to. So yes, we are still very far from the Hyperloop. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you learned something from it. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.